You imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports 49ers wideout Jawan Jennings wants a new contract by the start of training camp next week, or he'll ask for a trade. Jennings is in the last year of his deal, which calls for him to make $7.5 million this season. NFL coaches, scouts, and execs voting on the top 10 players at each position. Today on ESPN, the quarterback rankings. Patrick Mahomes is #1, but ESPN's Damian Woody has other ideas.
I'm talking about strictly just playing the position from the neck up. I think Joe Burrow is the best. I do. I think he's
more than Mahomes.
Yes, from the neck up. As far as how you're supposed to play the quarterback position, I would have Joe Burrow on there.
Damian Woody on Unsportsmanlike. The Home Run Derby tonight in Atlanta. It's on ESPN Radio and TV at 8 Eastern. Former NFL quarterback Teddy Bridgewater suspended as head coach at Miami Northwestern High School for allegedly providing impermissible benefits to his players.
Your summer drink is here. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, hard iced tea with 5% alcohol, making it the perfect drink to take any day this summer to the next level. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's rock! Go!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We are live from what they used to call Radio Row. Now they call it the Digital Drive is what they call it now here at SEC Football Media Days 2025. Smack dab in the middle of the goings-on, and thrilled to have you aboard with us here. We got a jam-packed show. The LSU Tigers were first up, as has kind of become customary here. I genuinely don't know why, if it's a preference thing that LSU requests or if it's just how the league does it. But certainly since Ed Ogeron was LSU's coach, the Tigers have led off SEC Media Days, and so that means this day for us is a total sprint from the beginning. I did have an opportunity to visit one-on-one with Brian Kelly, Garrett Nussmeier, Chris Hilton, and Whit Weeks, so you will hear all of those conversations throughout the course of the day today. I'll start with we're supposed to have Dari Nowkah from the SEC Network joining us. He was scheduled to join us right here, literally at the top of the show at 3 Central, 4 Eastern. So Dari may be walking up literally at any moment to sit down. But I always look at SEC Media Days as a very interesting opportunity. And I will get through today what the LSU contingent said. South Carolina also went this morning. As we speak, Vanderbilt and Ole Miss are taking their turn, so we are expecting the Vanderbilt and Ole Miss players to be on Radio Row at some point here in the next hour or so. But I always find this interesting as an opportunity because we know the team we cover or care about or watch very deeply. And my contention is always when it comes to SEC Media Days that while we know the LSU, our own team deep, whoever the team is that someone may cover, you don't necessarily know the conference. And I think that's not just in the SEC, that's nationally. So I've done this exercise. Today, Monday, the LSU day, is the day that I will do more interviews on other people's shows than any other day combined. So, I will do more interviews today than the rest of the week combined. And when I'm talking about LSU, one of the narratives has been pretty consistently about the transfer portal class and how LSU has this number one transfer portal class that I've brought up. And so I'll ask people, not in an insulting way, but as a way of illustrating, to say, the team you cover very deep. I was just on with my buddies from Columbia, South Carolina, Jay Phillips. And I said, Jay, do you know who Mansour Delane is? He's like, no, I got no clue. Well, Mansour Delane is LSU's best cornerback. I mean, he was an all-conference caliber player at Virginia Tech this past season. And he's going to be LSU's best cornerback. But most people here have no idea who that is. Now, do that exercise 18 times, and you've got LSU's transfer portal class. If it's, I could do it with Braylon Moore. I could do it with Josh Thompson, with Mansour Delane, with A.J. Hulsey, with Bernard Gooden. Name it. Name it. Any of them. But that's – some people may know Nick Anderson coming in from Oklahoma. But the point is, we all know what LSU's weaknesses were, what they had to address in the transfer portal, and what they did address by way of improving the roster. Is that going to be enough to manifest into more wins? We'll see. But for all of the people that cover the conference for other markets or cover college football nationally, this is a week where you get to go deep on each of the 16 schools. So while I know a lot about LSU and why I think the transfers was a very profitable week or off-season, and why the portal class was good, and why I believe LSU's schedule is favorable despite some tough games on there. The layout of the schedule. I'm interested in learning about a lot of the rest of the league this week and going deep on them. I've shared the example before about there's Dari. I've shared the example before about Ole Miss 2 years ago. And Ole Miss 2 years ago was a team that had a schedule that probably shaped them up to start the season 8-0, and ultimately they did. So I'm going to stop talking now because Dari Nowkah of the SEC Network is joining us. Dari Nowkah of storming the field there at Memorial Stadium fame back in 1999 when John Blake?
99?
Wasn't it 99?
99 was, well, no, I wasn't there in 99.
98?
90. I was there in 97
95?
was John Blake. That was my last year there.
Oh, Stoops' first year was 99.
Stoops' first year was 98.
Yeah. What year did you
Stoops'
storm
first
the
year
field?
was 99. So Blake went 96, 7, 8.
What year did you storm the field?
What's that?
What year did you storm the field?
Did I ever storm the field? I don't think I ever stormed.
Oh, you told me this story, Dari.
Oh, well, no, okay. No.
You lied.
No. I stormed the court once at a basketball game. We play, okay. The only time I would have stormed the field, Syracuse, 1997, Donovan McNabb throwing up on the field. Syracuse lining up for a game-winning field goal, and OU blocks it. This was after OU lost 24-0 to Northwestern at Soldier Field. So ended up coming back and beating Donovan McNabb in Syracuse. So that would have been the only time.
Okay.
Yeah, that probably happened.
All right.
Stormed one basketball court. No, that's not true. I stormed a few basketball courts, but that was the only football.
Are you?
Matt, we were terrible, dude. We had to celebrate when we could.
Are you a believer in this Oklahoma team?
I am a big believer.
Okay, so when you walked up, I was talking about how I think this is interesting because most people who are local market people, your team very deep. You maybe know surface level broad. Like, people here don't know who Mansour Delane is. He's a cornerback from Virginia Tech that LSU signed. Massively significant player that people will learn this week. I keep hearing a lot of people who are bullish on OU this year. Mm-hmm. I'm not yet, but I could be convinced. So why are you bullish on OU this year?
So one side of the ball is set. Defensively, they're going to be really good. They were really good a year ago. I know they lost Andy Stutzman and Billy Bowman. That's key.
Saints were excited about it.
Right, but they're deep. They're deep defensively. A lot of key pieces back. They've done a good job through the portal as well. Okay, so, Marvin Jones Jr., I think they're just waiting for him to explode. He came over after a year at Florida State, and he'll be on that defensive line. They hope, he's an 8 to 10 sack type of guy. Or Mason Thomas, freak show, right?
He'll be here
9
this week.
sacks he'll be here this week. So, defensively, I don't worry about it. They last year won 6 games somehow with an offense that was an absolute atrocity. With a team that had 5 receivers, that their top 5 receivers were hurt for the vast majority of the season. Jackson Arnold might have been throwing to you and me, out there. Yeah, I'm speaking for you here, Matt.
I'm not getting downfield, but I can use my body to create some space.
Yeah, you could. They had no run game to speak of, and an offensive line that was hurt and was rotating guys in and was a sieve. Yet somehow still managed to whip Alabama, beat Auburn at Jordan-Hare, and find a way to get to a bowl game. They had no business being in a bowl game with that offense. That defense will be just as good. Now you've got Ben Arbuckle that comes in as offensive coordinator from Washington State, brings his quarterback with him, John Mateer. You add a 1,300-yard rusher from 2 years ago at Cal and Jaden Ott. You get wide receivers that you're going to have to trust here because they've got Deion Burks and Jaden Gibson are guys that are back but were hurt last year. But then you get a Giovanni Gibson, who was a 1,400-yard guy or whatever, at a smaller school in Pine Bluff. Got another receiver from McNeese that is up there that they talk about. We're talking 6'2 to 6'4 guys with a philosophy offensively that is designed to get them in space, a little bit of an air raid offense, a quarterback that can get them the ball, a quarterback that can throw the ball downfield, and receivers that can get their butts downfield, not to mention a quarterback with wheels. And you'll see him on Wednesday, a linebacker build who is difficult to bring down. So you've got a run game at the quarterback spot to keep defenses honest, receivers that we believe will be in position to make plays, a bona fide tailback that with a little better offensive line is going to have room to run. If that offense is good to really good, with that defense, I think Oklahoma's an 8 or 9 win team.
Okay, I think 8 or 9 could be, especially the schedule is a problem.
I'm not going 11-1
The schedule's a problem. I've heard playoff talk for OU.
Okay.
I don't know that I believe that I could absolutely be convinced they could win 8 or 9, but that schedule's a
Can I see that? Let me see that magazine. I want to run through the schedule real quick because I'm going to tell you what I was talking about today on local radio in Oklahoma. That schedule, yes, like we looked at it when we unveiled it on the SEC Network and looked at a 7-game stretch starting with Texas and ending with LSU that was as nasty as any schedule in America. Now, look at the schedule a little more closely with what we now – nice turn there. Good job. With what we now know. All right, that 7-game stretch. Texas,
I could have just gone to the worldwide interweb and typed
that would have been faster.
Oklahoma.
Okay. So the Texas game is what it is. At South Carolina, I think that's tough. Ole Miss is coming in with a first-year starting quarterback, against that defense at Owen Field. At Tennessee, what's Joey Aguilar? Do we know?
No.
They don't have
I wish he was coming this week because I'd like to find out.
I'd like to find out. They don't have – anybody back running the football that is a familiar face. Defensively, they'll be okay, but I don't know that that's what we once thought it was. At Alabama, sure, that's a tough game. I'll give it to you.
At Tennessee, at Bama with an open date between.
With an open date in between. Yeah. We know what happened last year when Alabama played. Different story, but still a first-year starting quarterback, Ty Simpson. Missouri, do they really scare us anymore like they did even a little bit last year? Offensively, they're replacing virtually everybody.
In the quietest 10-win season ever.
It was. And then LSU, which, yes, legit, understand. But if that's an 8-3 team with a potential spot at the playoff on the line, let's say it's under the lights with LSU coming to visit, I would have to get there.
Do you think 9?
I just think it's a more manageable schedule than I initially did.
Do you think 9 gets you to a playoff? Not you, just
gets OU to a playoff?
No, not OU. Anybody
from this league with that schedule.
9 didn't do it last year.
What does that 9 look like?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
I don't know that 9-3 gets you
part
there.
of it is, you take a look at OU. They got Michigan. Now, if Michigan is good and that's a win in your schedule, it looks pretty good. What if one of the 9 is Texas? Again, what does it look like? Is one of the 9 at Tuscaloosa? What does it look like? So 9 gives you a chance. 9 would thrill the fan base. I truly believe 9 would make them happy.
What if I didn't mean for this just to be in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
we went there because we started talking about court storming and
Donovan McNabb.
John Blake, Donovan McNabb thrown up on the field, which would probably be a way better story than talking about all the stuff everybody's going to talk about anyway all week. But I could say, okay, you told me it's a quarterback from Washington State, a running back from Cal, and receivers from Pine Bluff and McNeese.
Yeah.
Not super pumped about that. So there is a devil's advocate argument to it to be had. Dari Nowkah is here with us. There are 2 OU transfers at LSU with Bauer Sharp and Nick Anderson. Should we be excited about those guys?
Nick Anderson, yes. Bauer Sharp, not really. I don't know how much of the field he's going to see. I mean, Trey'Dez Green's their dude, right? Like, I don't know how much Bauer Sharp's going to see the field. Nick Anderson, Nick Anderson's a legit. He'll probably be. I mean, you got Hilton, who you love, obviously. I think he's a legit 2 or a 3 option for Garrett. So, I think Nick Anderson can be really, really good.
If I gave you any quarterback in the league to win one game, I'm not even telling you what else is on the roster. But you got to go win a game. You get to pick any quarterback in the league. Who would you take?
Nuss.
Who would be second?
Lenora Sellers.
Ooh, why?
What he did against Clemson last year, I can't get out of my head. I love his arm. I love his build. I love his ability to run the football. Why? You're going to tell me there's somebody I'm missing?
No. I think this year's fascinating because there's a lot of upside with a lot of guys. Mm-hmm. There's just not a lot of experience.
Love Lagway, too.
That's another one. But you haven't even mentioned Arch yet. Who's the one everybody's in love with? Same with me.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like that with all those guys.
Yeah.
Nuss is the experienced guy, but he's still got some stuff he's got to work out.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating because you have a lot of dudes with super high ceilings, but I don't really know what the floor is for any of them.
I feel like Nuss, Sellers, realistically probably Arch. I'll throw Mateer in. I think their floors are fairly high, which might be why I would take them if you're telling me to win a game. I don't want the guy that's where the floor is going to drop out on him.
Yeah.
I want a guy that's not going to kill me.
Yeah.
And that can make those big plays. So I think I trust Nuss. I think I trust Sellers.
What coach would you want to hang out with? If you had to hang out with? Yeah, not all this stuff.
Not all this stuff.
Like
just chill with.
Yeah, like hey, we're going to we're going to go to the Red Door and have a whiskey and smoke a cigar.
Pittman, Mark Stoops.
Really, Stoops is in that?
I think he's cool as hell.
I don't know him at all.
Yeah,
LSU never plays Kentucky.
Oh yeah,
and he never does interviews up here, so I don't know Mark Stoops.
He's a Stoops guy. Like I know Bob well, so and I know and I've gotten to know Mark some. Pittman, Stoops. Venables is cool, too. Sark. I'm a huge Sark fan.
Okay.
Big Sark guy, which doesn't make my OU people that happy.
Yeah. How's doing local radio?
Yeah.
Are you liking
enjoying it, man? Yeah.
You're doing it from Charlotte?
I'm doing it from Charlotte. It's a statewide show in Oklahoma, yeah. Pretty good following. Like, it's a big app thing. Like, over the air, they don't focus on it. It's an app, but there's a ton of listeners, I guess. It's OU and Thunder and SEC. I mean, so I'm good with all of it, man.
Oh, what a year for you with the
that
Thunder.
Championship.
Oh, what
and all
a
the re-signings, man. I mean, it's been a good summer for Thunder fans.
If we were taller and athletic, we could have been NBA players.
Wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I wasn't taller.
See, this is what happens when you're when you're the same age. There's a lot of people who have no idea. My producers back in studio have no idea what you just did.
Skilo,
Zero chance.
Wish I had a girl who
I bet
looked
Paul
good.
O'Neill knows Skilo. I bet you Paul O'Neill knows Skilo. Muse, no shot. Dari Nowkah, hey, I know they're probably going to. What do you have next?
I'm actually supposed to go do a hit with my station.
Like
How
right
about
now?
that? With the ref.
Okay.
But they have a 4:20 interview, so I can stick around for a little bit longer.
All right, I have to
I'll get over there at 4:30. How's that?
Can I break, come back, and we'll
do a short? Can I get over there by 4:30?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
You guys are good with it?
Yeah.
Amanda and Katie are shuttling me around.
That's so good. Okay.
Let's do it again. We'll do some more.
Okay, hang on. All right, we're going to break, and then we'll come back, and we'll talk more with Dari. It's AFR. Our Monday shows are presented by Relief Windows. I need a clock because I don't have one because I'm about to do a live read, so I need to fill this real quick. I'm going to do Muse. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the best I can. It's AFR.
After further review.
Not my circus, not my monkey. Is that right?
Yeah. Wait, we're still on. We're brought to you by Gordon McCurdy. Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McCurdy Injury Attorneys. I always do a 60-second live. There's a stab that goes that you didn't hear, but that's okay. Get Gordon and get it done. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do it. Injured people in our state have done for decades. No, you're this one right there. There you are.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. It's live radio. It's why we do this. And of course, because of great people like Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon been so philanthropic, investing back into the state, the city, the communities that he serves. Obviously being the bike giveaway around Christmas, the laptop giveaway around graduation time. Court to tables open now as well. So many ways that Gordon gives back. NIL, like we talk about often, helping the Tigers and all the programs around Louisiana win. But if you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. Don't go it alone. You need representation. You want Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. So go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies. We've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters. Live from the 2025 SEC Football Media Days, powered by Parish Construction and Roofing. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Our coverage is also presented by Rev and Relief Windows. Relief Windows.
We are back from, what are they calling it? Not Dari Nowkah's with us.
It's Digital Drive.
Digital Drive.
Yeah.
Feels like they tried a little hard.
By the way, is there a button that can allow me to hear you through my headset?
You don't hear me?
No. Now talk to me.
What about now?
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Sorry I was crushing your live read there.
Why in the world wouldn't you have said that in the first segment?
Because I just did this. Move my... I'm not high maintenance, Matt. Come on, dog.
I did an interview on Jocks earlier, and they gave me headphones and a handheld mic, and I couldn't hear anything in the headphones. So I just did one of these. Just did one of those.
Yeah.
And I think Pat Smith was whispers into the mic. See, I project, so you would hear me.
I heard you. Yeah, I heard you fine.
Because I project. You didn't put Brian Kelly on your list of coaches that you would want to hang out with. Why not? Why do you hate him?
Listen, I don't, okay? But I was doing the show today in Oklahoma when he was on, and the little text line that we have, people don't like him.
It's so weird.
Man.
I guess I get it.
I don't know. I don't look at Brian and say, man, that dude's a good time. Maybe he is. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you, Dari.
Is he a good time?
I'm not. Hold on. Rivs, can you please confirm, do you think I am an unapologetic LSU homer? I'll pick them to lose games.
Okay.
I picked them to lose I'm picking them to lose to Clemson.
Okay. Well, that's just because it's an opener.
It's been a minute. If I think they're going to lose, I'll tell you. If I think they're going to win, I'll tell you.
Okay. Are you trying to tell me I should hang out with Brian Kelly?
No, my point is I didn't know him at all till he got the job. I saw on TV, whatever, but I never had an interaction ever. He's been delightful.
Yeah. Okay, so here's so in 2010, ESPN, when I was up there in Bristol, sent me to South Bend for Notre Dame spring game, just to be a reporter for it.
Okay.
Kind of out of the blue, never been to Notre Dame. And I will say this, Brian Kelly welcomed me and showed me around and had he was phenomenal with me. Gave me all the time I needed after the game, the day before the game. So, I probably owe it to him to put him on the list, not that he cares. But so that was my interaction with Brian Kelly.
Who's the best national media guy that you'd want to hang out with, or gal?
Oh, God. I mean,
would you want to hang out with McElroy? He's right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Oh, he is right there.
He's right there. Would you want to hang out with?
Chris Doring's fun.
Doring's a good time.
Doring's fun. Who one of my good friends is, going back to ESPN, Brett McMurphy. I'm a big Brett McMurphy guy, and he's
just got a new
gig. He's actually really fun. On 3 now. Good for him. Yep. Got a new gig. He's an Okie, too, so we can talk about that. We're big Thunder guys.
Okay.
So we talk about them, even though he went to OSU. It's okay.
Oklahoma State.
He's a Cowboy.
So did Garth Brooks, right?
Yeah, so did Garth. Yeah, that's right. It's okay. It's fine. Can't be perfect.
I just don't care enough about Oklahoma or Oklahoma State. I'm sure at some point the LSU-Oklahoma thing on Thanksgiving there will be enough of a contentious – it's what happened with LSU A&M with the 7 overtime thing. There will be a contentious moment that breeds hate.
Is this going to stay a Thanksgiving thing?
Do you want it?
Yes, I love it. And so do OU fans, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yes,
good.
They absolutely want it.
So LSU has no Egg Bowl. They have there is no geographic rival. Even OU, I understand OU has Oklahoma State and Texas, but Bedlam going away, LSU doesn't have anything like that.
Yeah.
There just isn't a natural geographic rival. The Arkansas thing was stupid and forced, but I think playing Oklahoma on Thanksgiving could be a really cool thing, because I think there's a chance you'd have two teams actually playing games of significance in November.
Right. And at this point, there's no plans for Oklahoma State to want to play OU again. And if they did, who knows when it would be. Texas is not moving from the second Saturday in October. So there is no natural anything for OU for Thanksgiving week. I mean, forever it was Nebraska and, Big 8 days. And then it kind of changed around a little bit. And it was OSU for a little while. It's changed some. OU people want this to stick. They do. They want this to
exciting.
stick. And
I feel like every time I talk to
great.
Oklahoma people, they push back on it.
Why?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just media people. I don't know.
So I remember the year the first 8 games or the first 16 team schedule came out. 2 years ago when the schedule came out, I had a conversation with somebody in the SEC, and I said, "Are we going to if we go to a regular game on Thanksgiving, is there any talk about who it would be for OU?" And he said, "Yeah, the conversation is Missouri." And
Ooh.
Ugh, gosh, no, man. This would be great. I don't know why OU people would push back on it.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I hope it does stick as well. Do you think that game this year? What do you think will be on the line for that game this year?
I think for OU it could be a 9th win and a potential an opportunity to have the playoff argument.
Okay.
For LSU, it could be a spot in Atlanta.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I kind of expect. I'm big on LSU.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to be big on the team they're not really under the radar, but I don't want to like who Peter Burns. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like
Peter
a lot
off
of
the
people
list
are,
of guys you want to hang out with.
No, I love PB. I don't want to go with the masses, but I know a lot of people like LSU. I can't stay away from them.
Do you think? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I hear so consistently and I haven't made up my mind yet. I don't know where I fall. I feel so consistently that I hear it's Georgia, Texas, Bama, top 3. Then there's the next tier, whatever that is. If it's Tennessee and LSU or whoever, right? I look at the 3 that everyone assumes. I'm not saying put LSU there. I'm saying I got real questions about Georgia, Bama, and Texas.
3 quarterbacks that are first-year starters.
All of them.
Yeah.
Georgia last year did not look like Georgia, and I don't know what they're going to be at quarterback. I mean, I did this whole Bama is burning bit all last year because it was the most obvious thing in the world, Dari. You can't lose half your roster and Nick Saban, and just think you're going to be awesome still. Yeah. So I think they're 9-3 again. So Texas has the schedule to be really good, but I don't know what Arch is going to be. What's Arch going to do against Ohio State?
I don't know, and I can't wait to find out.
So, but that's my point. Like, I'm not saying none of those teams are going to be there. I'm just saying I can't confidently say they will.
Yeah, it's fair.
And I don't know about the middle tier league, so it's why it was interesting why you're high on LSU, because most people don't include it's a next tier thing.
Well, there's just talent on both sides of the ball. Like, and a 5th-year quarterback is a second-year starter who I was talking to him this morning down there on a quick interview, and we may never see a guy stay at one place 5 years again.
Yeah, that's a good
it's
point.
Incredible, but. No, I trust him a lot. I love his receivers. I love the defense. The strides it took with year 1 under Blake Baker. Now we're going to get another opportunity to see them take more strides under Blake Baker. Perkins is healthy. Who knows what they'll do with him. It sounds like they're kind of letting him roam a little bit.
Yep.
Seems dangerous, right, for opposing offenses. I don't know. I like if you're looking at rosters and you're like, I don't have many questions here, and I don't have many questions here. On those two sides of the ball, there may be the one that I look at and say, I have the fewest questions about him.
I love
that makes it tough to not like them.
He's our favorite. He's Dari Nowkah. He's the best guy here that you'll hear from all week. I'll tell
That's
you
right.
that.
Remember
okay,
that.
Before you go.
2 segments. You tell me at the end of this thing who else stops by and gives you 2 segments, too. Besides Peter Burns.
Last year, Peter was doing a segment with us. We were talking about this. Peter was... And then Cole walked by and picked up a headset, and then Roman Harper walked by. And so then I gave them my headset, and the 3 of them just did a segment.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's not because it's your show.
No, I don't care. That's why I'm like, do something. This is the only place where you can do something like that. So
That's
take
right.
advantage of the
Yeah.
moment.
Right.
All right, so Vanderbilt's here. Over, under 5.5 wins.
Under.
Ole Miss, they return 4 starters, but have a really manageable schedule.
Yeah.
Record prediction for Ole Miss?
8-4.
And South Carolina, brutal schedule. I don't think they were actually very good last year, although some people think they were, but whatever. South Carolina playoff team?
No. Nope. Too many holes.
Nowkah.
Too many holes on defense. Don't trust
Dari
it.
and I might be the same person.
Really? You agree?
Yeah.
I'm looking at them at 7-5, maybe 8-4, best case.
I think Vegas's win total projection, the over/under for Carolina, is set at 7.5.
That's fair.
I need to look. Good. I need to check to make sure I'm not off on that.
I wouldn't bet either way on it. I think that's a good number.
That's a no play for me. Absolutely.
But OU 6.5.
You're going over, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just not sold on the Washington State quarterback, the Cal running back, and the receivers from Pine Bluff and McNeese.
I hear you.
I mean,
I hear you. You're an elitist. I get it, man.
I am.
It's all good.
Admittedly.
I know you are.
I'm admittedly a college football elitist. I'm not saying good players can't come from those places, but if that's what you're trying to sell me on as to why OU is going to be great this year, I'm not buying that. I think they have a lot to prove it for me. Anyway, Dari, you're great, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything we can promote for you? Foundation? Anything?
Sure. Hayden's
Please.
Hope. Hayden's Hope. Absolutely. Yep. That's a foundation that you can certainly contribute to, and we raise money for children, for families of children awaiting a life-saving organ transplant. So that's something we've been doing for a while now. Hayden would be 14 years old in August next month.
God bless, man. God bless.
But no, man. Other than that, I'm just we're raising 4 kids and getting ready for football and doing radio every day now. So it's been fun.
Well, God bless you and your wife, man. You're a great dude. I always love when we get to visit. So thanks for having some fun and for spending this much time with us, man.
Of course, man.
He is Dari Nowkah. I'm going to do another live read right now, too, by the way. So
Can I talk right through it? Not my circus, not my monkey. Have fun. Bye-bye.
All right, that's Dari Nowkah. It's after further review. We are on not Radio Row. What Digital Drive. We're on Digital Drive. We're on Digital Drive here. Our coverage is presented all week by Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Sign up for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Also brought to you by the great people at Rev and Relief Windows. Relief Windows, our title sponsor here every Monday on AFR. So we will knock out a quick break. We'll do Around the SEC when we come back. Still to come, Brian Kelly, Chris Hilton, Whit Weeks, and the starting quarterback for your Fighting Tigers of LSU, Garrett Nussmeier. We'll look forward to it here. Stay with us. Day one, Radio Row, SEC Football Media Days on AFR.
After further review.
We are brought to you by River Cities 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. It's 93 and sunny in Atlanta. It's probably a bajillion. It's infinity degrees in Baton Rouge right now. Got an issue with your AC? Call River Cities 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Remember, look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. Y'all, you know it. Yeah, I mean, it's a time of year where it's brutally hot. If the AC goes out in your house, it's not keeping up. Maybe it's something simple. Like maybe you just need Freon. Maybe there's a really quick fix. But the thing about River Cities 1 Hour Air is when the tech comes to your house, they're going to give you a good, better, and best option. They're never going to try to force any service on you or oversell or overcharge. They will give you all the options, and you make the decision. But they're going to treat you great. You'll be very pleased with the quality of the work and the quality of the person coming to your house from River Cities 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, whether they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters. Live from the 2025 SEC Football Media Days. Powered by Parish Construction and Roofing. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Our coverage is also presented by Rev and Relief Windows.
Commissioner Greg Sankey started the day earlier today, as he does every year, with sort of the State of the Conference address. The two things I think that are most notable this week from Greg Sankey, and interestingly, there wasn't a lot of stumping or saber rattling. He did make a few points about college football playoff expansion, which we'll talk about in a second. But maybe most notably was the question about when they will announce a schedule format for 2026. Remember, the 16-team league schedule was a stopgap for last year and this year. So it was the schedule last year. They flipped home and away for this year, but there is no future plan yet for format, number of teams, all that. So Greg Sankey was asked that earlier in the main room.
I've been careful about giving dates. I've said repeatedly, I learned during COVID that you want to use your time. It won't linger much longer. We have to make decisions about the 26 season and adjust. If we're going to go to 9 games, and there have to be games removed or rescheduled. And if we stay at 8, probably a little bit easier on that part of the logistics. Once we make a decision in the conference office, we're pretty ready to go. If you go back to when we made our last decision, we were in Destin. I think 2 weeks later, had opponents out. And shortly thereafter, we were prepared with dates and sites, sort of thing.
So they've already got the grid prepared for if it's going to be an 8, if it's going to be a 9. They know what that's going to look like, which is encouraging. It's just a matter of saying go. Now, you're not going to make that decision, though, until there's a couple of things that you know in place. Number one is the college football playoff. What is the college football playoff total and format going to be? Because if you expand the league schedule to 9, you are guaranteeing half of your league another loss. If you do that, you have to have protections guaranteed in place. I'm just explaining the thinking from Sankey. You have to have guaranteed protections in place to make sure that you are adequately represented and you're not putting yourself at a disadvantage. That's one. 2 is TV revenue. And ESPN, as far as we know, has already been sort of forthright in saying that they would be willing to negotiate the TV deal to make sure that the league is compensated properly for having additional inventory. Because look, if you go to a 9th league game, then you're adding an entire extra weekend of SEC inventory for your TV deal. You got to be compensated for it. So as long as the SEC is willing, or the TV partner, in this case ESPN, is willing to do that, it seems like that's the way y'all know how I feel. Dari wasn't wrong. I'm an elitist. I don't care if I ever see a G5 team play a Power 5 ever again. I never want to see it again. Give me the top 40 or 50 teams in college football, whatever that number is, let them all play each other every year. That's what I want to see. I never want to see LSU against McNeese, no disrespect, ever again. Or just look at this year's schedule. Louisiana Tech, Western Kentucky, save it. I'd never want to see that game ever again. Give me a schedule full of 12 games that I want to see, or 10. I don't care if it's 10 regular season games in a longer playoff. Whatever you have to do to make it work. That's what I hope we are moving toward in college football. All right, it is After Further Review. We're glad to have you with us here from a Digital Drive. I'm not going to get used to saying that this week. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Gents, if you're thinking of popping the question, look, in Baton Rouge and Louisiana, Lee Michaels has helped people get engaged for 4 decades. It's because they do an amazing job of making you comfortable with your purchase. You want to go in and try on 1,000 rings, do it. Try on 1,000 rings, don't buy anything today, do it. That's fine. You're making a lifelong purchase, and they want you to be thrilled with it. More importantly, they want her to be thrilled and you to be the hero. So make sure you check out our friends at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Online at lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, Muse, aside from us being here at Digital Drive at SEC Media Days, Radio Row, the Major League Draft is also going on. 8 Tigers were selected in day 1. 4 current Tigers, 4 LSU signees. Day 2 now. Muse, catch us up, if you would, on day 2 of the draft.
Yeah, it's been another busy one. We'll start with just your current LSU Tigers. That got started in the 6th round. Danny Dickinson was the first off the board. He's headed to the Brewers, so congratulations to Danny Dickinson. You'd have to wait a little bit longer for the next one. That'd be Jared Jones in the 9th round, heading to the Pittsburgh Pirates, which means if he makes it up there, the Pirates could have 2 players named Jared Jones, which would be actually really entertaining. Very shortly behind him, 5 picks later, Jacob Myers goes to the Boston Red Sox in the 9th round. And then in the 10th round, you saw Cade Woods go. LSU Tiger Cade Woods. Of course, Cade entered the transfer portal, but now I would imagine going in the 10th round would sign with the Atlanta Braves at pick number 307. Now, with the signees, it's become a little bit more interesting. The very first pick of day number 2 was Landon Hodge, an LSU signee. 2 more would follow in the 4th round. Miguel Syme Jr., the righty that throws 100, and then Briggs McKenzie, the lefty, would also follow in round number 4. You would wait out the rest of the 10 rounds until you got to round 11, and this just happened within the hour. River Hamilton, right-handed pitcher, signee for LSU, goes to the Detroit Tigers in the 11th round. It's interesting because Detroit, they had a bonus pool of just under $11 million to spend in this draft. In their first 10 rounds, they took 4 high school players and a college senior from Maine. They could have a little bit money left to throw around. River Hamilton might be one to watch there for LSU. He didn't go in the top 10, but right outside of the team that could be willing to spend and make it worth his while. That catches you up so far with the MLB draft here today, though.
All right, thank you, Muse. Appreciate it. Yeah, remember, as we sort of discussed and remind you, that in the first 10 rounds of the draft, if you hear a player's name called, they're gone. They've already agreed to a bonus number, and they've been selected, and they're going to sign. So the 4 LSU baseball players, the 4 signees that heard their name called on Sunday, they're all gone. The big disappointment that we were sort of sweating out was Ethan Fry. Fry got picked by the Astros. As I understand it, he's going to get in the neighborhood of $1 million. So he seemingly would have had a decision to make. He could have come back, played a position, potentially elevated his draft stock. Ultimately, bird in hand, been in college for 3 years, decided to take the money and go. So Ethan Fry, that's a big disappointment. And from LSU's perspective, it's a big disappointment because that's a power bat. And now losing Jared Jones and Ethan Fry, you don't have that power bat in your lineup next year. Braden Simpson, the transfer from High Point, hit 22 homers. He could be that, but how does it transition to the SEC? Jake Brown certainly has power potential. There's guys who can run the ball out of the yard, but it's not that big bat in the middle of your lineup that you would look for. So they really lack that. The interesting thing that we've talked about with respect to the outfield, though, was Chris Stanfield. What would happen with Chris Stanfield if he went undrafted and came back and you had Ethan Fry in the outfield along with Derek Curiel and Jake Brown? Well, that sort of answers that now. If Stanfield were to come back, he would likely still have a starting spot in your outfield. So we'll keep an eye on the rest of the draft, how it goes, but you feel pretty good. Look, the thought initially was there was probably going to be a half dozen or so of your signees that you would lose. Well, Brady Ebel, Jaden Fausk, Briggs McKenzie, Dean Moss, as Muse mentioned, River Hamilton, Landon Hodge, Miguel Syme, Quentin Young. It's been a little bit more, with 8 guys selected already, it's been a little more of a hit than I think they had anticipated coming into this draft. So we'll see how it plays out the rest of the way. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. When we come back after the top of the hour, had a chance to visit with Brian Kelly earlier today as LSU is beginning their rotation. You'll hear our one-on-one. Also next hour, our visit with Chris Hilton. You'll hear our conversation with LSU linebacker Whit Weeks and quarterback Garrett Nussmeier. South Carolina took their turn earlier this morning. Let's hear from Shane Beamer, and also Jay Phillips will join us, who does radio up there in Columbia, South Carolina. So we'll look forward to that big game with LSU in South Carolina this year. There's many people here high on the Gamecocks. I keep looking at the schedule wondering, how do they navigate that and get above 8 wins? So I don't look at Carolina as a playoff team. We'll see if Jay disagrees. So we'll do that a bit later in the show. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Let me knock out a quick break. Final break of hour number 1. We'll wrap up this hour when we continue here on AFR.
AFR
is brought to you by Darren James and Associates, brokered by LPT Realty. If you're thinking of selling your home, why would you call anyone else other than Darren James? And listen, I tell you all the time about how Darren James on the Wall Street Journal Real Trends lists the top 1% of realtors in America, literally selling more homes than any other realtor in Baton Rouge. I was talking to Darren over the weekend, and he was visiting with a client, and this client said, Darren, I know you sell so many homes. Why are you selling mine? Darren told him, listen, it doesn't matter if it's a $50,000 home or $50 million home. The most important home to me is the one I'm sitting in right now because it's important to you, the client. And that message resonates, but Darren backs it up with the way he works, and it's why he ends up at a closing table more than any other realtor. I've experienced it personally, and I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. If you need to sell your home, you need Darren James. Agent225.com, agent225.com. If you need to sell your home, you need Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters. Live from the 2025 SEC Football Media Days, powered by Parish Construction and Roofing. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Our coverage is also presented by Rev and Relief Windows.
We are going to talk to our buddy Richard Cross from Super Talk Mississippi coming up here in about 25 minutes or so. Lane Kiffin earlier today was in the main room, and I am fascinated by roster structure. You listen to the show, you know we've talked about this plenty. And I think Ole Miss's path should be interesting to the LSU fan base, because what Ole Miss did a year ago is what LSU is doing right now. Ole Miss went into the transfer portal and bought themselves a roster. A very, very talented roster. A roster that had 8 players taken in the NFL draft, the most in program history. They were as good a roster as there was in college football last year. But it netted them a 9-3 record. You know the names? I mean, yes, they had Jackson Dart back, but they also added Walter Nolan and Princely Umanbielen and Chris Paul from Arkansas, and they had Trey Harris, who came in from Louisiana Tech, and they were great. They honestly had no business losing any of the 3 games they lost. But Lane Kiffin today talked about this year's roster. This is Kiffin number 1 from his main room today, talking about what they invested in building this year's roster.
I think we've done a good job of putting together this roster, working within this cap. You know, if you go back to retention of last year's players and then the portal guys in December, January, you know, we went into that operating under this cap because, you know, we were told the settlement was most likely going to get approved and how that would work. It obviously means you can't sign as many players as you'd like at times because you have a budget. So we're obviously hopeful that that'll be rewarded. I think it's obvious people aren't staying within that cap. I think the whole thing will be what does that look like and what are the punishments for that? Do you win and then that comes later? So that's remained to be seen.
I think hearing Lane Kiffin say they came in under the cap it's fascinating because last year they spent as much as anybody on their roster and they went 9-3. So is that an admission or an illustration that you're not getting the consistent annual buy-in from your booster, so you have to find other ways to build out your roster? Because, listen, this is what LSU is dealing with right now. LSU a year ago spent $5.5 million on that. I shared that number with someone earlier today. They were floored. LSU's roster last year in NIL, they spent $5.5 million. It's why it looked the way it did. They weren't good enough to compete at the highest level. Well, we all know the stories that transpired. We've talked about it plenty. And LSU was able to invest north of $15 million, probably closer to $20 million in this year's roster. The roster is going to look dramatically different. Is that sustainable? Again, Ole Miss invests in that roster. They go 9-3. They have 4 starters returning. It is going to be a very challenging year for Ole Miss from that standpoint. And clearly, as Lane Kiffin saying, they're under the cap. So there isn't that financial investment this year the way it was last year. Does LSU follow a similar path? I actually asked Brian Kelly that question earlier today, and you're going to hear that when we come back right after SportsCenter, because that's the question I have for LSU is, okay, you're all in financially on this roster. If it works, does that encourage more financial buy-in? If it doesn't work, are you going to have boosters back off to where you're not going to have that financial buy-in year after year after year on this roster? It's just a fascinating time with how roster management construction is going. I think the path Ole Miss is following is one that LSU is one that appears to be following. And we'll see how it plays out because their ideas were so diametrically opposed from the onset of the Kelly and Kiffin eras, respectively. Okay, Brian Kelly with us next on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, with locations all over South Louisiana. Y'all, we're at the end of July, middle of July, but we're nearing the start of school. What are we, 3 weeks away from the start of school, 4 weeks away from the start of school? Maybe you're getting that last vacation in, that last trip to the beach, the trip to Disney, the trip to Tennessee to go to the mountains, whatever it may be. If you're hitting the road this summer, make sure your vehicle is in shape to get you and your family there safely. Shawbills can help you do that. Remember, if it's time to buy tires, Shawbills has name brand tires at wholesale prices. Who wouldn't want to pay the cheapest price possible? Buying tires ain't no fun, y'all. It's tires. It's black rubber on a wheel. Nobody wants to spend a lot of money on that. So get the best tires possible for the cheapest price possible. You can do that at Shawbills with locations all over. And, of course, they're going to treat you like family, which keeps you coming back year after year after year. Oil change, tire rotation, brakes are squeaking, whatever it may be. Check engine light. Remember, ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills, we keep you rolling.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
With bold leadership and a growing population, Louisiana is rewarding excellence, attracting high-value companies, and fueling opportunity. Louisiana is winning now, and the sky is the limit. With every region and industry growing across a beautiful state that's more than a culture, it's a community with a quality of life that's more than satisfying. It's sustainable because the Louisiana you thought you knew is better than ever now. Come home, Louisiana.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
Is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown with breaking news from ESPN's Adam Schefter. The Jets will sign wideout Garrett Wilson to a 4-year, $130 million contract extension that includes $90 million guaranteed. Wilson will be under contract through 2030. Adam also reports 49ers wideout Jawan Jennings wants a new contract by the start of training camp next week, or else he'll ask for a trade. Jennings is in the final year of his deal. He's scheduled to make $7.5 million this season. The start of the college football season is just weeks away. Quarterback Garrett Nussmeier puts off the NFL to stay with the LSU Tigers, hoping to deliver a national title for Coach Brian Kelly.
I fully, am for Brian Kelly. I wanted to be the guy there with him when he gets it done. And so I think that played a big part into it. I couldn't picture anybody else leading the Tigers to the national championship. So that was kind of the thing. It had to be me, and that was kind of my mindset.
Garrett Nussmeier, baseball's home run derby tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and TV.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Tuesday, our friend Paul Feinbaum said Arch Manning has the potential to be the best quarterback in college football since Tim Tebow. But has the hype gone too far? We'll talk about it on Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Okay.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's rock! Go!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. We are presented by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Live from Radio Row, or the Digital Drive here at SEC Football Media Days 2025. Day 1, where our coverage all week is presented by Parrish Construction and Roofing. Enter for your chance to win $10,000 at parrishbuilt.com, and also by Rev and Relief Windows. The LSU Fighting Tigers took their turn early this morning. I had a chance to visit with Brian Kelly, Garrett Nussmeier, Whit Weeks, and Chris Hilton, all one-on-one. When I visited with LSU's head football coach, I started by asking him about his quarterback situation, and I did have a name in mind. I was thinking about his one of his final seasons at Notre Dame where it might have been his final season at Notre Dame, where he went into that season with Ian Book as a guy who had started for parts of 4 seasons there in South Bend. And so I lobbed it to see if he would go that way when I asked him about his starting quarterback this year in Garrett Nussmeier.
Is this, with Garrett as a fifth-year guy, the best quarterback situation you've had going into a season?
Well, at LSU, yes.
Even better than Cayden in 23 going in? Going in.
You didn't know what you had. There was, it kind of sputtered a little bit there. But I love where we're at relative to an experienced quarterback coming back. I think you have to set, your kind of mindset towards what's your starter look like, and then can your backup come in and still win games for you? I think whoever goes in after Nussmeier can win games for us. Are they a Heisman Trophy winner? Are they a national championship? No, but we all watched the playoffs. We all watched when Georgia's quarterback came in. We all watched when a second had to go in. Our backup quarterback, whoever it is, whether it's Michael Van Buren or Colin Hurley or Juwan Johnson, they can win football games. Speaking of Nussmeier, it's the experience factor. And he wants to win a championship. And he knows if he wins a championship, the Heisman travels with that. Yeah. So that's kind of why I feel good about it.
Yeah. The roster building has also been interesting. You've talked a bunch about it. When you got here, the conversation was build through high school, supplement with the portal. This was a big portal class. If you have success with this strategy this year, is that the path forward?
Player development is in my DNA. Started as a Division II coach. All those players needed to be developed. So it's hard for me to walk away from player development, and say, let's just build the roster. I want to be able to do it in a balanced effect, that when your program is in great shape, you can go into that every year. We weren't ready for that. We just weren't. I mean, we are now, and I suspect we will be moving forward. So I think answering your question would be, we're still going to develop players. We're still going to recruit the state of Louisiana. We're still going to make sure that is part of who we are. But we are going to continue to keep the roster championship level in building through the portal as well.
Was that the portal class rooted in pressure immediately to win now in 2025?
No, it was what I said, Matt. It was much more about the culture had been built now. We were in a solid position where I could welcome people in, and they would be assimilated into what the culture is. We just weren't there yet. I mean, it was too early to insert people into that locker room when our locker room wasn't set yet. That locker room is solid now. Now I can bring in anybody, and they're going to have to conform to what we do on a day-to-day basis, not what they did at Kentucky or what they did at Oklahoma or whatever school, South Florida. And that will continue to be the case as long as I'm here.
You have, in your career, pumped more guys into the NFL draft on the offensive line and tight end than any other position. How do you feel about this offensive line after losing 4 starters?
Well, clearly, you have those situations at every position at some time during your career, right? Where you turn over players and you're like, we don't have anybody. We have the players, but they're going to have to perform. Weston Davis is physically able to play right tackle and start for us. How's it going to be when the lights go on? We're going to find out. But Josh Thompson has played right tackle at Northwestern. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I'll catch you a little bit. Definitely. He's played the position. So if things go a little off with him, we slide a guy out. So how I feel about the offensive line is DJ Chester started every game for us at center, but Braylon is here to play center. So we've duplicated positions in case we feel like maybe the lights are a little too bright, it's going to take them longer. We're ready to play outstanding offensive line play right out of the gates.
I'll walk you with you to your room.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Anthony Einstein going to the Red Sox?
I love the pick. I think it's, for me, when you're talking about getting a guy with, that kind of stuff, that upside at that time, it's a steal.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Brian Kelly visiting with us earlier today before LSU took their turn on Radio Row and throughout here SEC Football Media Days. Our coverage presented by Parish Construction Roofing, also Rev and Relief Windows. Ole Miss junior wide receiver Kaden Lee, good enough to join us here for a couple of minutes. It's great to have you. How are you? Wait, let me get your mic up there.
I am doing amazing.
It only works when it's turned up.
I appreciate that. No, this overall experience has been really exciting. I used to see media day in high school and everything, and to actually be a part of it is like surreal.
Why?
Because it's just like it's something that is another thing to check off the bucket list. It's awesome.
Yeah. You went with a very, very Ole Miss fit today, man.
Yeah.
Bow tie. The pink pocket square. Walk me through the choice. Oh, look
Don't
at
forget
these.
the shoes.
Oh, see, dude, you could tell, right?
Yeah.
All right, wait. You got to show this to the camera.
All right.
I mean, what are we rocking here, man? Freaking bedazzled J's or those dunks?
These are dunks. It's a hard pair to find. These are special. They're definitely special.
How did you
Somebody
get
out there
them?
might know. I got a sneaker plug and go shop with Iconic. But no,
That's cool.
the outfit is definitely Ole Miss. I wanted to support our baby blue. So,
what's your favorite Ole Miss uniform?
Has to be the powder.
Okay.
Has to be.
What helmet would pant?
Powder helmet, white pants. Or white helmet. What are you thinking?
I think the best uniform, one of the best uniforms in all of college football, is the baby blue, red jersey, gray pants.
That's an underrated one that we don't wear enough.
You don't wear it enough. I think it's certainly in my top 5 in all of college football, and it might be one.
That's not ridiculous to say that.
Why don't you have a conversation with Lane and be like, let's stop with this awful paint splash thing you do with the helmet. Stop messing up something that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, you wore the Reds last year in Baton Rouge. Y'all dropped that game. How? Give me a feeling on that, Cayden, because I mean, y'all were a team last year that were good enough to beat anybody, and came up short. Walk me through playing through that season where it felt like from the outside y'all were all in and you were good enough to be all in.
We had I feel like one of the most talented teams in the country.
Fact.
But I just don't know if we played a full 4-quarter game. I feel like there are some games where we play the first 2 quarters, maybe take the third quarter off, and then finish in the fourth. And against other good opponents, you can't do that. So with this new team, this upcoming season, I'm really looking forward to how we're going to play a full 4-quarter game. I feel like that's very important against really good competition.
How does that change?
I feel like it's all about just the leadership. What you preach, what you practice, and I feel like if you make it a point of emphasis, a lot of people will respond the correct way.
Yeah. What do you like about Austin Simmons?
I mean, he's a goofball, but on the field, I mean, he's an animal. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's smart. I mean, he already graduated college as a 19-year-old.
Bro, that's the wildest thing. So somebody told me today that he's in his 3rd year and only 19.
That's insane, isn't it?
He could go to the draft as a 19-year-old.
Would he be the first?
So, it's a good question. That's the right question, by the way. I need to look up who this was. There was a player at Louisville who was an edge rusher. He's an international player. So he came maybe from like an African nation who came to Louisville and as like a 16-year-old and went to the draft and was a high pick as a 19-year-old. But that's the only other one I can think of in my time.
We might make history,
right?
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Is Austin Simmons like? I mean, obviously you have a great relationship, a great rapport. I mean, you caught a bunch of balls from Jackson Dart the last couple of years. What is that transition like from someone you had such a good rapport with to now having someone else throwing the ball and a lefty at that?
I feel like the first thing you have to, like you pointed out, is the lefty. The ball spins completely different. So you got to just focus on that. It spins different. It tracks different. It falls to the left, doesn't fall to the right. So those are the little details that only like a receiver could really point out that are very important. But, just having Austin in his leadership, just the way he's acted, he leads by example, and he's gonna put us in the right direction.
What do you think about Mississippi State? We got a bulldog over there.
Okay. So, hotty toddy,
That's always fun when we get the Ole Miss fun. The Hail State, the hotty toddy thing going on right now. Any predictions for the Egg Bowl?
Well, we're just going out there. We're just looking to go 1-0. We're just looking to go 1-0.
So diplomatic. It's so good, man. Is there what's a place that you played in the league? You played a lot of places in the league by now that you've really enjoyed playing at.
Away games.
Mm-hmm.
Not underrated. I mean, probably it speaks for itself. I really liked playing at LSU. That just the atmosphere, the fans. That's a really hostile environment. So I just feel like it was a really cool experience to play in Florida. Was another one that was also a good. Wasn't a good outcome, but it was a really good experience to play there.
It's I ask because I'm looking at the schedule this year, and I think the schedule for Ole Miss shapes up so well. Mm-hmm. I don't know if do you look at the schedule at all? Like, do y'all pay attention to any of that stuff?
Not really, because I feel like it doesn't necessarily do you any good.
As a player, you're right. For us, who we have to make picks and predictions and all that stuff, not that that's worth anything. Like, we have to consider that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think your schedule shapes up really nicely. A big concern is get 4 starters returning. Walk me through why that's not a big deal.
I feel like for most schools it could be a big deal, but I feel like it all starts with people's character, So when you recruit a person, you don't just want them to be a very talented football player and then be a cancer to the locker room. Mm-hmm. You want them to be a good person and a good player. So they're not going to cause any problems. They're going to just lead by example and just pick up right where we want them to.
We're near your home. How far are we from your home?
Like 35 minutes.
So you were in Kennesaw?
Yes, sir. But I went to 3 high schools, so I was all over Georgia.
Okay, so where?
I started at Hillgrove, then I went to Westlake here in Atlanta, and then I finished up at Kennesaw Mountain.
Man, so then Ole Miss, so you come back here today, like does this feel like homecoming a little bit?
I mean, it does. I got my first start my freshman year here in the Peach Bowl.
Nice.
So a lot of things have happened for me in this beautiful city.
What about in high school? Any big games like Dome or any of that sort of stuff?
We didn't play in the Benz.
Never got to do any of that?
They didn't let us.
Why not?
I don't know.
Or just go is that where state championship game is?
Yes.
And you just didn't. That's all right, but not many people get to do it.
It's okay.
That's an okay thing.
That's why we have expectations for this season.
Peach Bowl, bro. You got to go there. What's the best part about living in Oxford?
The people. It's very home. The fans in the community are very nice. They're very welcoming. If you meet somebody for the first time, they'll make you feel like you've known them for 10 years. So it's awesome.
If I go to the LSU Ole Miss game this year in Oxford, what's a place I should be sure to hit?
Good Day Cafe.
Okay.
The best burger you have ever had.
This is why I come to media days, is to get answers like that. Because we can talk about X's and O's and catching spirals.
We have to
which
talk
is all
about the
good
important
stuff.
things.
Yeah, like what matters the most is what am I going to take from this and actually use. And there are countless people in Louisiana listening or watching right now that are going to go descend upon the Good Day Cafe now.
You know what? I just put them on business. We should do some NIL work.
Like, for real. By the way, good. Let's clip this. Paul, have Cassie clip this. Make sure we tag Kaden Lee. Let's put the reel. We'll tag Good Day Cafe, and we'll see if we can get you a deal. That has to happen.
Yeah.
And we also got to get, if you don't have, by the way, do you have a tailor?
I do.
Okay, good. I was about to say, if not, someone like, this dude dresses to the nines. Like, let's get this guy an NIL deal and get him some fits here. Hey, thanks for stopping by. You got a sneaker deal already, too. Like, I think he and I, like, if I could come back as a college football player, like, I would be in Kaden Lee's image.
Minus the hair.
That's not okay to do, all right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there trying to get you NIL
My
deals.
fault.
I'm getting you NIL deals, and you make bald guy jokes. All right, so you have a beautiful flowing mane of hair. Congratulations. You know what's going to – and how old are you?
20.
When I was 20, I had a beautiful flowing mane of hair.
There you go.
So if I come back here when you're 43 like I am and you're hosting this show one day and you've stolen my job and you're bald, do you have bald people in your family? See? I'm going to tell you know what, Cassie? Clip that as well. Tag Kaden Lee. Let's make sure we save it as a memory so in 23 years we can come back and see if this beautiful flowing mane is still there if he looks like me.
I appreciate
Thank
you so much,
for having some fun,
Thank
man.
you. Yes,
hey,
sir.
Continued success. Have a great year. Stay
Thank
safe.
you.
Right?
Yes,
Be
sir.
healthy. Be good. That's Kaden Lee.
Thank you, guys.
That's our pleasure. It's after further review. We're here at the Digital Drive at SEC Football Media Days. Thank you so much, guys. Day one, been a really good day. All right, Richard Cross is here. Should we just keep the Ole Miss times going? I think we might just do that. We talked to Kaden Lee. We'll see what the prognosis and the prospects are for the Rebs this year. It is after further review. Thrilled to have you hanging out with us here on this on this Monday edition as we roll along. Our shows all throughout the year, every Monday, are presented by Relief Windows. We'll knock out a quick break. Stay with us on AFR.
AFR.
Hey, if you're thinking of building a pool, why wouldn't you be, by the way? If you don't have a pool, I'll tell you this. I thought you were waving at me. Sorry. I was like, why are you, like, we've been sitting across each other for hours now. I don't think I'll ever live in a house again without a pool. The convenience during the summer months to be able to just swan dive into your pool. You're doing a national championship postgame stream and you just jump fully clothed into a pool. Those are all opportunities that are there. Duplessis Builders can build your pool. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net, but not just pools. They can renovate, remodel your current pool if it's time for an upgrade. They can also build you that sauna, if that's what you're looking for, your outdoor kitchen. One of the things I recently had Derek come and look at is putting a putting green and chipping surface out in our backyard. They can do all that. They can make your backyard area into an outdoor oasis. It's DuplessisBuilders.net. Check them out, DuplessisBuilders.net.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters. Live from the 2025 SEC Football Media Days, powered by Parish Construction and Roofing. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Our coverage is also presented by Rev and Relief Windows.
We just talked to Kaden Lee, junior wide receiver from Ole Miss. Our buddy Richard Cross from Super Talk Mississippi joins us now, and the SEC Network. How are you, dude?
I'm 44 and I still have flowing hair.
Shut up.
I'm great, thanks. How are you, Matthew?
I'm trying to
Nice
think of the
see
things that, and you're also taller than me, thinner than me.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But you live in Mississippi, so I win.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Mississippi's like 50th and everything, and Louisiana's 49th. So I win, but barely.
You haven't seen the new test scores that have come out, the reading, the Mississippi Miracle. Yeah, you're behind.
Do I really need to look at that?
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
Let's just talk about. How about this? LSU has 4 football national titles.
It's been a while for the Rebels.
It's been a minute and a half.
Boy, last year could have been different than it turned out.
So I was at Cayden, obviously. A player's perspective and a media's perspective is going to be so different. I've said it a million times. Like, Ole Miss had no business losing any of the games they lost last year. Like, right?
Agreed.
I mean,
completely. I mean, the Kentucky one early, that's the one that it's like, okay, even if you don't get it done in Baton Rouge, teams lose at Tiger Stadium on the road at night. It happens. It happens. You lose a game in the Swamp, and probably shouldn't have. But you can live with that. If not for the Kentucky game, even with those other 2 losses, not only is Ole Miss in the playoff, they are hosting a playoff game. No questions asked a year ago.
Yes.
But, yes, should not have.
So then where does that put the, like, I don't want to say there's no pressure on Lane Kiffin, obviously, but I mean, like, or maybe there is, the perspective of the Ole Miss fan base knowing how seemingly close the team was a year ago.
Yeah, and it's funny, you think about those like in order of frustration. Kentucky is the most frustrating because of how bad they were last year. They were just not a good football team.
Yes.
Then it's the LSU game because Ole Miss should have been leading at minimum 20-0 in the first quarter of that game.
Yes.
And it was scoreless after a quarter.
There was the dropped walk-in touchdown.
First drive of the game.
There was the
missed field goal from the 15-yard line.
The missed field goal, and then
they get it at the 11 and they don't score.
So I was just after the turnover in the red zone and getting no points there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's. I mean, you left the door open and LSU made some plays, and
absolutely
that's what happened. But it was a game.
By the way, that was my my now 15-year-old daughter's first ever game in Tiger Stadium. I will tell you.
I hope you get a hotel.
No, you did. You absolutely did. I will tell you, it was a wonderful experience. Other than the outcome of the game, we parked in a lot. The big tailgate area that's kind of like a corporate tailgate area off of the road that runs to the ag school. It's kind of on the right where the grocery store is.
Oh, Nicholson.
Yeah,
Nicholson.
So we kind of parked like one lot behind out of there, and we had gotten out of the car, walking down the sidewalk, and some guy gives a tiger bait, and she's like, "Oh gosh, what are we doing?" And then the next guy like walks up into us, and he's got his purple LSU Columbia fishing shirt on. It's it's about 3 buttons down.
Is T-Bob?
No, but might as well have been. He was a little tamer than T-Bob, and he said, "Y'all from Ole Miss?" And I was like, "What gives it away? How could you have guessed? Is it the red or?" And he's like, "Come on over here." And she at this point is already like, "Okay, what are we doing? What world do we just step into?" I said, "Hey, there are 2 ways you can do this. You can embrace it and you can have a great time, or you can push back on it and it's not going to be any fun." She's like, "Oh, okay, I'll trust you." He's like, "Come on, we got pastelaya over here." She thinks it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then we were on the field for 90% of the game, and then we got out quickly
smart.
as the I don't even remember what your question was.
Well, I was asking about
that
where.
was a great experience for her.
Yeah, that is awesome. And shout out to the Renaissance Hotel, Renaissance Baton Rouge.
Oh, they were fantastic.
Yeah. What I was asking was about the disappointment of a year ago and how that sort of resonates, where that leaves the fan base, because it did feel like an all-in year for Ole Miss last year.
100%. I think the fact that Ole Miss, as a program and department, completely owned it. They did not try to move the goalposts. They were out front going into last year. All the chips are in the middle of the table. They didn't try to say when it didn't go well, but no. They said this is a really disappointing outcome. They didn't shy away from the fact that, we went after this. We're not apologizing for it. This is where we want to be as a program. We didn't get there. Now we're going to go try and do it again.
Okay.
And so it was it was a disappointing outcome. And yes, there's frustration that exists even today. And I don't know that this team coming back this year is a group that's going to be in the conversation for the college football playoff. We'll see how it plays out. But I do think Ole Miss fans recognize that this is not a flash in the pan thing. When you look at what Lane Kiffin has accomplished with 10 or more wins in 3 of the last 4 seasons, that hasn't happened with Ole Miss football. Ever.
So there's 4 returning starters. So here I've drawn this parallel. My audience is sick of hearing me say it, but I'll say it because you need to hear it, just because I want your opinion on it. I've drawn the parallel with what Ole Miss has done the past 2 years, what LSU is doing right now. Ole Miss had a 5th-year senior returning quarterback. They were like, let's go all in. Money, boom. Now the 5th-year senior is gone and all the 1-year mercenaries are gone. LSU is about to do the same thing. 5th-year senior quarterback, they went and bought 18 players, bought an amazing roster of talent that has championship expectations. Lane Kiffin said earlier today they're under the cap. So did Ole Miss for this year, even only with 4 starters returning, did they go invest heavily in this roster again this year?
Well, at least in part at quarterback, they invested heavily in what they already had.
Retention.
I mean, Austin Simmons was a guy that there were opportunities out there if he had wanted, if he had been looking for elsewhere, and Ole Miss invested heavily in that spot. I mean, you just talked to a guy in Kaden Lee. It was important for him to get back. I mean, we're in that spot where everybody that has a good year, there are a dozen, 20, 50 teams that are more than happy to pay them to come to their place. So a lot of the investment was in the roster, and then they kind of went out and they tried to get some pieces on the defensive side of the ball at wide receiver. There's an interesting name to me. It's a guy who's been around the SEC for a little while that they picked up. Now, Ole Miss has got Daquan Wright coming back at tight end, and was a really good player a season ago. They picked up Luke Haas from Arkansas.
Remember him well.
And
he had a big game against LSU 2 years ago.
Yeah, you remember how good he was young, and then he's been banged up a little bit, maybe underutilized a little bit. He's a guy that I could see that could pop a little bit. And then Ole Miss has been a little bit better in this most recent recruiting cycle at the high school level. And they've been so transfer portal heavy the last year, but because of the wins that they've had on the field, they've been able to be a little more competitive there.
That's where I just wonder, man, like,
does it even matter anymore?
Because if you go heavy high school, even if you land a great class,
you're a couple years away.
But half that class is going to be gone in a couple of years. And I think that's the –
Other than at Georgia?
But see, does Georgia look like Georgia to you?
You mean, do they look like Georgia 3 years ago?
Yeah.
No.
That's the point. Like, everyone seemingly has this opinion that it's Georgia, Texas, Bama this year at the top and then the next tier. I'm like, I have major questions about all 3 of those that I am not just going to be like, yep, it's Georgia, Texas, Bama.
I'm shocked that you're not on board with Alabama.
I'm not, but I was right, Richard.
You were.
I was right, but it wasn't a dramatic prediction to think you lose half your roster and the greatest coach ever and you're not going to be as good. Oh, stunner. Like, I'm surprised more people didn't see it that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just don't know that I just think if you're heavy in the high school recruiting, you have to be patient, which you were alluding to be a couple of years away. But are those guys going to stay? I just think that's why I was asking you the question if they did invest heavily again. Because even if you have 4 starters returning, because the point I'm getting at here, I love Ole Miss's schedule from an Ole Miss.
It is friendly
from an Ole Miss perspective. But I don't love that there's only 4 returning starters, which makes me go, I don't care how friendly the schedule is. They may not be any good. So how much do they have on talent? How much talent do they have there that can make use of the schedule?
The offensive line is going to look different this year. Saying that that they've only got 4 return. You're talking about on offense or total?
There are 4 total. There are 2 on offense, 2 on defense. Total returning starters.
Well, that offensive line needed a little bit of a shake-up, so I'm not sure that it's altogether a bad thing.
I think that there's validity. Addition by subtraction is a real thing.
I think there are a lot of people that are excited about Austin Simmons. The idea that Austin Simmons just does exactly what Jackson Dart did feels probably a little far-fetched because he's going to be a first-year starter in the SEC. Jackson Dart was really, really important to Ole Miss. Here's my biggest concern, and there are probably other things you could point to. Is Ole Miss going to be able to run the football with a running back this year? Because Jackson Dart was incredibly important in the run game. I don't know that you have Jackson Dart tools in terms of Austin Simmons' legs, that's his style. He has got a big arm.
Yeah.
A big, big arm. And
so you're saying Simmons wouldn't be able to run the ball like Dart did?
I don't think they want him to, and I'm not sure that's as much of a skill set for him as it was with Jackson Dart. I do not think that he's as good a runner as Jackson Dart is, which is why I say, are they going to be able to – is Logan Diggs going to be able to carry a heavier load this year? What's he going to look like after not playing college football for almost 2 years?
That's it. It's so that's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, good.
Isn't it interesting, going back to your transfer portal high school recruiting thing, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, you remember the question everybody was asking? Oh, is it sustainable to be able to build your roster through the transfer portal every year?
everybody's
You
still
can't
asking
do that
that,
over. Yeah, but now we're saying, is anything sustainable then?
Yeah. When Richard Cross is with us, Super Talk Mississippi, whenever Lane Kiffin and Brian Kelly took very different approaches. Kiffin was the portal king, and Brian Kelly said, I'm going to recruit and develop and then supplement in the portal. And I said, I don't know which is going to be right, but both are taking very different approaches, so let's see how it works. Well, over the course of this time, neither has gotten into a playoff or won a championship. I don't know that it's proven either's right or wrong, but it looks like this year Kelly is going more heavily portal, and maybe Kiffin is not. So maybe the truth is somewhere in between on how to build a roster.
I think that's fair.
I'll be fascinated to see how this goes. Do you think LSU wins in Oxford this year? Home teams won the last 5?
Yeah. Man, there have been some great games in that stretch, too.
Some bad defense.
That is also true.
Bad defense.
I thought you were going to ask me if I
LSU
thought LSU was going to win at Clemson in that season opener this year.
Do you?
Not really.
I don't either. I think Clemson wins.
I think Clemson.
If I had to pick it today, I would pick Clemson.
Because I think Clemson is really, really good. That's not even a shot at LSU or, hey, you hadn't won the season opening game. I think that game on the road, that stadium will be on fire, and I think that's a really tough one, which means there's not a whole lot of margin for error for LSU the rest of the way. Can I default to what you were saying, that there are only 4 starters returning and it's a first-year starting quarterback, and I sure feel like September 27th gets there in a hurry? I think LSU will have a more talented roster than Ole Miss has when they roll into Oxford this year, but I don't think if you're Ole Miss, you're just giving that one away.
Yeah.
Is that a night game?
I don't think they've determined yet. I think it's a flex.
Was it one of the flex
I think
ones,
it was
either
one of the
afternoon
flex.
or night?
Yeah. Do you want afternoon or night?
Night.
Why?
It's better atmosphere everywhere.
I know. I love it so much.
I mean, if it was in Baton Rouge, it would, because it's the only place on earth that it's hot, and we would mandate by government that it should be played at night.
See,
with it only being in North Mississippi, I mean, there's a chance that it's 3 or 4 degrees cooler, and so it could be an 11 a.m. kickoff.
I tried to explain this to you, but you didn't want to hear it. He's referencing the UCLA game last year, and the point that I was making is not that it's hot, it's that this is what's going to happen, is because you're going to have half the state. Because, by the way, half the stadium was full in that picture, which you didn't see. It was like the Texas-Oklahoma game where you draw a line down the middle, half's red, half's orange. Half was full, half was empty. It's like, you could do this, you could do whatever you want, but if you do this in September, like, this is what's going to happen. It's not that it was hot; it was like dangerously hot that day.
No,
like,
I'm messing with you.
I know, but,
that. But the frustration from an Ole Miss perspective is
you don't get night games.
They didn't get a single night game in the SEC last year.
The part of that, I have to break, but the part of that is, and I'm sympathetic, but I also understand, beat Kentucky and you don't have that problem. There's going to be situations where hold on, because the TV
Those
networks
are slotted in advance.
Not all of them. No. The TV networks are going to pick games that they want. Naturally, whatever's going to be
Yeah, but Ole Miss only had 4 SEC home games. The Egg Bowl was already.
But it was the Georgia Ole Miss game is the one that Kiffin got upset about, and Bama.
And it finished at night.
But Bama LSU ended up being the night game, which at that point in the season, if you're picking, like, that's what it should have been at that point. But in any event,
it'll be fun when Ole Miss and LSU get together on September 27th for another not a rivalry game.
It's a rivalry game.
Oh. Okay.
Who would think now the stupid Magnolia Bowl trophy doesn't need to exist? Do you agree on that? That's my point.
I do.
Like,
no, I'm not saying you do. I hear that from LSU fans all the time. Oh yeah, it's not really a rivalry game. Really?
I don't know anybody that would think that. There's great history in the game.
Great history in this game.
I think the problem from an LSU perspective is Ole Miss has Mississippi State. Like, everyone else has their natural geographic rival. And so there isn't the one that when the season starts, everyone looks at and goes, that's the one.
For people that think I'm being petty, I love watching LSU football, and Tiger Stadium is my favorite place on planet Earth to watch a game.
He's being petty.
No, I'm serious
and
about
now he's
that.
pandering.
No, I'm just being honest. And I really like LSU's band.
Or I think you may not know this, but Hey Dad invited me to dinner tomorrow. So I'm coming anyway. Great. Even if you don't want me to.
I probably would have invited you if he hadn't.
High five.
See you, buddy.
That's Richard Cross. It's after further review. All right, I got to get my clock. This thing, I keep forgetting this. We normally have a clock right there. It's not there today, and so I have to do this when I do my live reads. All right, we are live from Radio Row. Our coverage is presented by Parish Construction Roofing, also Rev and Relief Windows. Stick around. We'll continue next on AFR.
AFR.
Oh, that was all live?
I want to take 60 seconds and remind you about our friends at Goodwood. It's the second time that's happened today. Dari Nowkah did the same thing. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Listen, I love being able to talk about what they do. And I get the name's funny, right? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. It's funny, laugh, the logo, all that stuff. But the bottom line is it's about helping men feel your best, your most vibrant, regain that vitality. You know, HRT is something that is affordable, that is safe, that is accessible. Healthy testosterone levels can help with heart health, with prostate health, with so many things that contribute to the way you feel every single day when you wake up and put your feet on the ground. A simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate. So check them out online at yourgoodwood.com. Again, online, that's yourgoodwood.com.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wildin'.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters. Live from the 2025 SEC Football Media Days. Powered by Parish Construction and Roofing. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Our coverage is also presented by Rev and Relief Windows.
We're going to be better around Lenoris this year as well on the offense. We'll have more depth and more competition at pretty much every position, I feel like, and that's going to help him. He doesn't have to be Superman for us. We just need him to continue to be the person that he is, the leader that he is, and the player that he is, and watch him continue to take this next step.
Shane Beamer, as South Carolina took their turn at SEC Media Days on Monday. Really a Monday morning opposite Brian Kelly. By the way, if you're new to our coverage, one of the things that is always very interesting about SEC Media Days is it is very fluid. We may have a plan in mind, and that plan may change because someone shows up, like a bit ago when Kaden Lee from Ole Miss sat down, and we got to talk to an Ole Miss receiver, and that was really cool. I planned to play our interview with Chris Hilton at that point, so hour 3 is going to be Nussmeier, Weeks, Hilton. You're going to hear our 3 LSU player interviews in hour number 3, so it will be just straight our LSU content coming up after the top of the hour. So that's 17 minutes from right now. You want to hear it. I think South Carolina is maybe the most interesting team in the SEC. Lenoris Sellers last year for half the season was really bad. In his first 5 games, he averaged 159 passing yards. He threw 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Again, that was in 5 games. He threw 4 touchdowns and 4 picks. He was really bad. Where in the rec specs, it was not good. In the second half of the season, he averaged 249 passing yards per game, 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and the Gamecocks went 6-1. It was it was a tale of 2 seasons within one for Lenoris Sellers. Well, they also had a bunch of freak shows on the defensive side of the ball. But they lose Rocket Sanders. They lose Kyle Kennard. They lose TJ Sanders. They lose Tonka Hemingway. I mean, they lose Nick Emanwari. They had an NFL defensive line last year. Now, I get it that, you're going to have defensive end Dylan Stewart back, who's a phenomenal player, gave LSU fits. I just don't know that in losing they returned 4 starters on offense, 4 on defense, and losing so much from a year ago on a team that was 9-4, by the way, lost the bowl game to Illinois, and you can hand wave the bowl game, but I get it. But that was a team that was lobbying for a playoff berth by the end of that season. You lose the game to LSU, which we all know and saw. They got absolutely throttled by Ole Miss 27-3, and then they lost a close game at Bama. I guess my point is you can hang your hat on their win over Clemson. Which is fine, but that was a 17-14 game. I just don't know that I'm as bullish on Carolina, especially given all that they lost, and then when you look at the schedule this year as well, how it shapes up. They open up against Virginia Tech, then they play South Carolina State. They get Vandy at home. Then they're at Missouri. They play Kentucky. Then they're at LSU. The at LSU game is their 4th consecutive SEC game. And they do get an open date before they play LSU, but so does LSU. And that game's in Baton Rouge. Then they play Oklahoma, Alabama. They're at Ole Miss, at Texas A&M. They get Coastal Carolina. Then they get Clemson. If Clemson's as good as everyone says, I look at a team that's probably 8-4. And if you have Sellers and championship expectations, I don't know that that's going to cut it there. The Vegas win total in Carolina, the over-under that you're looking at is around 7-5. So are they a 7 or 8 win team? And that feels about right to me. It's a stay away as far as if you're looking at Vegas line, should you bet Carolina or not? It's a stay away spot for me. But developing that consistency and sustaining success is what Shane Beamer is after, and that's what he talked about today.
One, it's realizing that just because it happened last season doesn't mean it just automatically happens this year. I mentioned it upstairs with the electronic media, but there's plenty of examples of teams across the country every year in college football that they're getting pumped up all summer long, and then they go out week 1 and get smacked in the face and never recover. I mean, that happens every year. For our team, it's making sure our guys realize all the work that went into 2024. It's going to take all that and even more for us to go where we want to go in 2025. 2025, building on the things that we did last season without a doubt, but then looking back at the things that we didn't do well and making sure that we improve those.
In 4 years at South Carolina, Shane Beamer is 29-22. Last year's 9-4 record was the outlier. Is it a stepping stone, or was that the outlier? We will see. Clark Lee and Vanderbilt were the other team here today. I'll give you a thumbnail on Vandy, who LSU also plays this year in Nashville. We'll do that to wrap up hour number 2 next.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. You know where they are. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Don Moore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Tell you every day to buy local and shop local over at Clegg's Nursery because they've got the best selection and they got the best people as well. You walk into Clegg's, maybe look, if you're a green thumb, you know about Clegg's. You know about Johnny Naylor's seeds. You know about the great selection. You know about all of it. But if you're not, maybe you're just looking at your garden and you're realizing maybe some plants are turning a little brown. Maybe you'd like to add a little color to your patio pots or flower beds, but you're not sure what to add. How much time do you have to commit to your lawn and your garden? Well, Clegg's can make recommendations based on what needs direct sunlight, what needs a lot of care, what's easy to care for. Just get on by, find someone in a blue Clegg's Nursery shirt. They'll be happy to help you out at any of the Clegg's Nursery locations. They've been doing it for more than 60 years. So like I always tell you, to buy local, shop local, and be sure to tell them Matt sent you in to Clegg's Nursery.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Louisville Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luva, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh yeah, they also do interior shutters. Live from the 2025 SEC Football Media Days, powered by Parish Construction and Roofing. Enter now for your chance to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com. Our coverage is also presented by Rev and Relief Windows.
Vanderbilt was the fourth team to take their turn today. By the way, coming up right after Vanderbilt was the fourth team to take their turn today. Coming up right after the top of the hour, we'll let you hear from Garrett Nussmeier, Whit Weeks, and Chris Hilton, who all took their turn at Radio Row or here at SEC Football Media Days, and we're on AFR with us. We've talked about South Carolina. We've talked about Ole Miss. Vanderbilt is there have been years, y'all, where we've been at this event, and I'm sure I've gone 4 days without saying a word about Vanderbilt. Maybe it was the last year we were in Hoover and Clark Lee said that he felt Vanderbilt was the best job in college football. And I remember we talked about that because it felt hyperbolic and ridiculous, and still is, even if he believes it. But it's most definitely not the best job in college football. But what's interesting about Vanderbilt is they finally have some resource buy-in. Yes, they're renovating their stadium, but they're also – look, Vanderbilt's got more money than any other team in the SEC. Well, save Texas and Texas A&M now. But if Vanderbilt wanted to go buy themselves a roster, they could. But their focus is on fundraising for academics, and that's fine. That's noble and great. But could you have some athletic investment? And they finally did that. And they went and didn't go spend big in the portal, but what they did very intentionally was they went and invested in veterans in the portal, guys who might have been at smaller schools, but guys who were 21, 22, 23, 24 years old. So they got an older roster. And they went 6-6, of course. They upset Alabama. They beat Georgia Tech in their bowl game to get to 7-6. And that's a pretty remarkable season for Vanderbilt, who for much of its history has been disinterested in being good in sports. Vanderbilt returns 12 starters, 4 on offense, 7 on defense, and their specialists. So it's a team that isn't going to sneak up on anybody in 2025, and that might be their downfall. But it's also interesting because of the style of offense they run, with Jerry Kill coming in from New Mexico State along with Diego Pavia, and a team that is a spread-to-run type team that just gives a lot of teams fits because they don't see it often. LSU handled it exceptionally well. I know that final score was 24-17, but the game was not that close. It was not it didn't feel like a 7-point football game. LSU does go to Nashville this year on October the 18th. By the way, that's after Vanderbilt does have a bye before that game, by the way, but they play at Alabama, then have an open date before they face LSU. But it's when a lot of LSU fans are going to make that trip up to Nashville because you generally feel like that's an easy win and a really fun trip to Nashville, but a lot of work for the Tigers to do, certainly compared to years past, taking on Vanderbilt there on the road in Nashville. All right, it is after further review. Our Monday shows are brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Relief Windows and Rev are helping bring your coverage here with us, along with Parish Construction and Roofing, ParishBuilt.com, ParishBuilt.com. Hour 3, next.
After further review.
Man, I love telling you about South Point Volkswagen, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. Sunday morning, Hester and Hunt and Rivers all showed up at my house. We all piled all of our gear into my Volkswagen Atlas Crossport. We drove down to the New Orleans airport to fly here, and we were able to fit. Remember, the Atlas Crossport takes out the third row, so it's shorter, a little sleeker design, all the great technology, but we were able to fit all 4 of our suitcases, all 4 of our carry-ons, the lights that we're using here, and the remote equipment kit all in the back of my Atlas Crossport. So you get all the style, the feel, the performance of luxury. You get the space. You get the safety features. Manufactured right here in the good old US of A at their Chattanooga, Tennessee plant. And, of course, you're always going to get a great deal at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland or online at southpointvw.com. That's southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction?
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the Jets will sign wideout Garrett Wilson to a 4-year, $130 million extension running through the 2030 season. Wilson still has 2 years to go on his rookie deal. He was the 10th overall pick in 2022. He's had at least 80 catches and 1,000 receiving yards in each of his first 3 years, just the 5th player to do that. The Major League Baseball Home Run Derby tonight in Atlanta, 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and TV. The hottest team in the game right now, the Red Sox, who've won 10 in a row for manager Alex Cora.
We still got a long ways to go. We're happy with the stretch. We're happy with the way we've been playing. Trevor and Rafaela have been amazing. Playing good defense, pitching well. We have a good baseball team.
Alex Cora, ESPN's Shams Charania reports Cavaliers president Kobe Altman signs a contract extension that runs until 2030. Cleveland has the third best record in the NBA over the last 3 seasons.
Might hurt us in trying to play these.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance.
And
Progressive
my audio
can help you
backup
protect
of
your
it's not
home,
working.
auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We are at SEC Football Media Days. Our coverage all week is brought to you by Parrish Construction and Roofing. Remember, you can register online right now to win $10,000 cash at parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. We're drawing the winner Friday when we get back in studio, parishbuilt.com. Our coverage also presented by Relief Windows and Rev. It was LSU Day and had a chance to visit with Garrett Nussmeier, Whit Weeks, and Chris Hilton. This hour, you will hear from each of them, and we'll begin with my conversation with LSU's fifth-year senior starting quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier.
Good. Appreciate you for having me.
Old hat for you, man. How did this year compare to last?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I knew what to expect this year, at least a little bit, so a little bit more prepared. But
I mean, a double-breasted purple suit.
Yep.
Give me a fit check here, man.
Yep.
You went blue like standard, just navy last year.
Yeah. I had to switch it up a little bit this year. Got a little 2 inside. Right
wait. Can we unbutton the?
Yeah, we can. It's gonna take me a minute. It's my first time wearing
No. I get it. And give a shout out. Who made it for you?
Pierce Spokesman made it.
Oh yeah, Pierce Bespoke. Great dudes, man. Look at this.
Go right there.
Check out Pierce Bespoke. Shout out to him. I mean, that's a clean look right there, man. What you got on the feet?
A little Alexander McQueen on the feet. There you go. Yes, sir.
All right. I'll tell you what, man. You came ready, dude. You came ready today.
I appreciate it.
Hey, there's a few things that I want to check the box. Some things we'll have to talk about. I'm sure that you've answered 1,000 times today. Why do you wear number 13? Have you told this story before?
Yeah. So, I mean, my dad wore 13 throughout high school, or not high school, actually. My dad was actually a safety. Didn't play quarterback till senior year of high school, fun fact, and then played at University of Idaho. And there he wore 13. And then for the Saints, he wore 13. And so just my whole life, it was just always 13. And 10 and 5 were the backup numbers because of those are my dad's quarterbacks. Jake Locker, A.J. McCarron, and then Drew Stanton was 5. So if I couldn't wear 13, it was 10 or 5. So my freshman year, actually, I was 5.
Yeah, no, I remember.
So
and then you gave that to somebody else who did pretty well in that jersey.
Well, yeah. Well, everybody tried to say he stole it from me, which is not fair. I actually was just waiting on Jontre Kirkland to get out of here. You know what I mean? So
another great LSU quarterback, right?
No doubt. Yeah.
The final game of his career, he played quarterback.
That's right. And he wore 13. So he actually saved me for coming back that year, saved me from losing my shirt. So that was huge. So then I had to get 13 back. So
well, they changed the rule because of that.
Yeah, it's everybody's always talking about it. I'm like, dude, but y'all don't realize that's the Garrett Nussmeier rule, and I'm the one that got screwed over by it. Like they wouldn't make the change for me, but then they saw my case, probably were like, oh, he's probably right, and then they changed it the next year. That's unbelievable.
Did you? I don't remember this. Did you have to like have a formal ask in case?
Oh yeah, we went all the way to the wire. I mean, I didn't know if I was going to play like I'd say a week and a half before the game, actually. So I mean, I was practicing like I was going to play in the game, and then about a week and a half to 2 weeks before the game, they were like, all right, no, definitely no. They denied the appeal and everything. So
this legit is the Garrett Nussmeier rule.
It literally,
like I just saw Pavi a minute ago. There's like the Diego Pavi rule for the JUCOs.
No
like
doubt.
this legit is the Garrett Nussmeier rule. Okay, I asked that because if they do ask you to wear 18, would you do it?
100%. I mean, I love 13. It means the world to me, but to be able to wear 18 at LSU, that's special. And it would be an honor. I would not be able to say no to that. So, obviously, I've always never thought about it as a way that I want to go ask for it or anything like that. I don't believe that I've earned that or anything of that sort. The coaches make that decision. And, if I was chosen and it was me to wear 18, then I would definitely wear that with a lot of pride.
Did Hester ask you that this morning, by the way?
He did not. He did not.
Okay.
He did not ask me. Yes, sir. Or he may have. I've been asked a bunch of questions.
No, we're at the end of your day. You've been talking for 8, 12. You've been talking now for a solid 5 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.5.
It's been a ride.
So I get it if you don't remember everything you've said. I talk for 3 hours a day every day, and I don't remember what I said 10 minutes ago. So I get that point of it. That would be interesting, man. I'm also curious, being the fact that you're going in your second year as a starter, like, what I always said at Garrett was like, if you wanted to create a quarterback in central casting, it would look like you. Size, arm strength, moxie, intangible, son of a coach, all this stuff. Check. What you didn't have going into last year was experience. Where you have that now.
Yep.
The play that maybe if you look for the pivotal moment was the A&M, the first interception. If I said, all right, Garrett, you get in the time machine, you can go back into that moment, that third down play.
Yeah.
And you could do the play over. What would you do?
I probably would have ran, or I would have kept my eyes outside and taken the first down right there to Xavion. I've watched that play probably 1,000 times. Xavion broke back down the sideline to me. It would have been right there for the first down. And I mean, it goes back into what I've been trying to work on. People have asked me today so many times, what are you trying to work on? And, obviously the turnovers is one of the main things people are going to bring up. And the thing is, there's a separation of turnovers, right? I'm an anticipation passer. I am a drop back passer. I'm going to throw interceptions. That is a part of the game. The problem is where I need to improve on were the interceptions that didn't need to happen. They were forced errors, just like that play against A&M, where I'm trying to make a play or I'm trying to do something outside of what I should be doing, And so plays like that, it also ties into what I've been working on so much about using my feet more. It's times where the play breaks down. I should just get back to the line of scrimmage. I should just go get 3 yards and slide. I should just maybe more, and instead I've tried to make throws or do things that I shouldn't be doing, and that's led to turnovers, and those are the ones that I've really tried to eliminate out of my game.
There was a play in spring where I guess it was a zone read, but it looked like it was a design run for you, and you ran for about 20 yards around right end, and Sloan looks at the media. He goes, y'all like that, huh? Kind of like, so it's pretty clear that that's an emphasis, right?
Absolutely.
Trying to get you more involved in the run game, and do they have like design packages, or is it more just what you said, awareness?
Yeah, I'd say, we always kind of run plays that involve with maybe a defensive end read or a linebacker read that could cause me to run the ball. And I think you'll see more from me in the scrambling aspect. I don't know that I'm the type of quarterback that you design 20 runs for. You know what I mean? That's not really my game. But as I said, it leads into the floor of my game, which I've really been trying to raise, is leading into those turnovers and making those mistakes, or times where I should have just taken off and run, or just go get it when nothing's there. And I think because also that I didn't do enough of that last year, teams were able to play us in a way to where all they had to take away was the pass, because they knew I wasn't going to run. They could bracket different guys, and they won't even have a quarterback player, and so there are just so many ways that if I would have just taken that step of learning when and when not to just go get a couple yards, that teams would have had to play us totally different, which obviously opens up the field for guys who clearly we have so much speed now and so many guys that can make so many different plays. It would open up more for them.
Garrett Nussmeier is our guest. I asked Chris this earlier. This is a good problem to have, but there are so many guys. How do you distribute the football and get everybody their touches?
It's tough. I mean, when you have so many different players who are all so special in many different ways, it's hard. It's like you get a guy the ball, and you're like, dang, okay, well now we got to get this guy the ball, or should we have given it to that guy? You know what I mean? It's so tough. But
do you think about that? I'm starting to interrupt, but do you go through that in a game? Like, I need to get him a touch?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say necessarily as a quarterback. I'd say that's more, on the scheme and what we're trying to do, and that's not my job. I try to keep myself focused on my job. And I think that'll come within the play calls and the different things that we're doing now. And the word that I keep using today is versatility. Is we are going to be so versatile and getting guys the ball in many different ways, allowing them to make plays. And as a quarterback, it goes back to kind of early on in my career as a freshman. I remember just learning how to be a better distributor of just doing my job and just giving the guy the ball. Just give a guy a chance to make a play, put the ball in his hands and allow him to do the rest, because that's what they're here for. And we have so many guys who are capable of that now. And so it's been an emphasis for me to just be a distributor, to be a general, to just get the ball in the guys' hands and allow them to go make the plays.
I'm sure y'all are going to go eat a steak. You're a steak guy, right? You have to be.
Absolutely.
All right. What's your favorite cut?
Well, really, I've always been a filet guy, but lately I've kind of enjoyed the bone and ribeye a little bit.
See, this is growth in life. So you got engaged recently, right? That's a big life step.
I did.
Also graduating from filet to a ribeye, especially if you're going bone in, you're on the cowboy cut. That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, what temperature?
Yes, sir. Medium rare always. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on now. That's never changed though.
So Whit got that already. Yes, sir. I did just mention that he got engaged. How many players, Coach? Would you mind? She said no 3 times.
Maybe something like that. All right.
Oh,
it was a little nerve-wracking. I'd say that.
What about? Have you told the engagement story yet today?
Yeah, once somebody asked for the full layout, so I gave them the full rundown. And I mean, we were at her family's lake house in Oklahoma, and we had the flowers and all that set up. Her mom did a lot and helped me with all that. So
you told them, they knew it was coming.
Oh yeah. Both families were involved. Both families were there. had them hidden to the side. They got to see the moment, but it was really cool. Really
Y'all met at LSU?
No, sir. We actually we've been together since my junior year of high school.
Okay.
So she went to Byron Nelson High School, which is about 20 minutes away from Flower Mound Marcus. So we've been together a while. We had some rough patches in there for sure in the beginning of college. Kind of adjusting, but we've basically grown up together as far as that. So.
Congratulations, man. That's an awesome life step. It was cool to see. Garrett Nussmeier, we're looking forward to an awesome season, man. I know y'all are poised for great things. Good health and good luck this, man. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. God bless.
Our chat with LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier. Loved the answer about the Texas A&M game. React to that if you want to. It is after further review. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics, OLOLrmc.com, OLOLRMC.com/LSU to learn more about that championship health partner. Let me say it again slowly so I don't mess it up this time. Excuse me. OLOLRMC.com, as in Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. You can learn more. Remember, the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System is a multi-state health system run and operated by the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady, the Sisters, who have done incredibly charitable work in all of these communities for so many years, and it's admirable and wonderful for us to be a small part of all that they are doing to expand healthcare, not only for LSU student athletes, but for our entire community. You can learn more online. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. It is after further reviews. Mentioned it's LSU Day, so you just heard from Garrett Nussmeier. The Tigers were here this morning, so these were all one-on-one sit-downs I had with the LSU football players here today. We come back, I'll let you hear from LSU junior All-American linebacker Whit Weeks. We'll do that as we roll along here on AFR.
AFR.
GLO, glowresources.com. They are complete employer solutions. There's a lot of LSU alums here in Atlanta where we are today. And if you're a business owner in Atlanta and you're struggling to find the right people in your business, Glow Resources can help. Because, see, Glow Resources' home base is still Baton Rouge. It's where Jareth Nowkah opened the business. It's where they've started. It's where they've maintained their corporate office, their headquarters, right there on Perkins Road next to Pennington. But they've also got offices in Miami, in Orlando, in Houston, and New Orleans, and Mississippi, all over the place, because they're able to help businesses anywhere in the country find employees anywhere in the world to do the job you need. If it's skilled blue-collar labor, if it's the professional placement division for any white-collar job in any industry, Glow Resources can help. Check them out online at GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com.